On a warm summer day, few things compare to a cold glass of lemonade and the timeless sound of Ella Fitzgerald singing "Summertime, and the living is easy." The season invites us to slow down, appreciate life's simple pleasures, and savor the beauty all around us. So, wherever you're watching from, we hope you're making the most of summer. Welcome to another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Audrey Williams. We've got an informative and engaging lineup for you today, and it all begins right after the news. Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan, and this is your JS News for Friday, July 17, 2026. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is expanding its family caregiver program with Spanish Town Hospital now on board. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the initiative is designed to make families active partners in patient care while easing some of the burden on healthcare workers and still maintaining the integrity of clinical care and hospital operations.
Health is everybody's business, and the administration of health should be everybody's business. Not just the victim of illness, the patient, not just the doctors and the nurses and the administrators of the hospital, but family members must be part of the therapy. Whether you are trained in clinical science or not, you have enough in you as a family member, as a close friend or guardian to be a part of the solution.
The program was first piloted at Bustamante Hospital for Children, where more than 1,000 caregivers have since enrolled and supported hundreds of patients.
So 1,053 caregivers being enrolled because there is a registration process. We don't just allow any and anybody to come in the hospital. They have to subscribe to a particular protocol, dress code, what they are allowed to do, not allowed to do, a little orientation, which is very important. And in that process, they provided some level of care, psychosocial support or otherwise, to over 737 patients.
Minister Tufton says the success of the initiative has prompted plans for further expansion across the public health system.
Indeed, this financial year, I would like to see at least another half a dozen hospitals coming on board throughout the country. 6 hospitals.
Meanwhile, 20 unions and professional associations representing workers across the public health sector have endorsed the Ministry of Health's accountability framework. The endorsements follow a recent meeting with representatives from a wide cross-section of the public health workforce. The parties met with the Ministry for open and constructive dialogue on the accountability framework and its role in strengthening governance, improving service delivery, and enhancing the overall performance of the public health system. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton welcomed the engagement, describing it as another important milestone in the ministry's efforts to build a stronger, more transparent and responsive health sector.
The reception from the unions, I thought, was encouraging, very positive, and it appears that we can establish a kind of tripartite arrangement between the unions and their representatives. And that's really what we want as we seek to enhance the quality of service delivery and reduce the complaints that tend to be a part of the service delivery in too many cases, as well as just keeping the general environment and working condition in good order.
The accountability framework supports improved performance management, reinforces sound financial and administrative practices, and seeks to create a culture where excellence, transparency, and patient-centered care are embedded throughout the health sector. Jamaica has welcomed the start of a twice-weekly, year-round service from Guadeloupe to Montego Bay, operating on Tuesdays and Saturdays. The inaugural Liat air flight from Pointe-à-Pitre to Guadeloupe touched down at the Sangster International Airport on Tuesday, carrying 33 passengers. There are plans to gradually grow to daily flights as demand increases. State Minister of Tourism Tova Hamilton says the new connection is about far more than moving people between two destinations, as it opens Jamaica to the French Caribbean and builds a stronger bridge into the wider European market, while also creating fresh opportunities.
Every seat on this aircraft represents opportunity. opportunity for a taxi operator waiting on the outside of this airport, opportunity for a farmer supplying fresh produce to our hotels, opportunity for an artisan whose craftsmanship tells Jamaica's story, opportunity for a young entrepreneur building a business, opportunity for more of the tourism dollar to stay where it belongs, in the hands of the people whose talent, hard work, and hospitality bring Jamaica to life every single day.
She adds that the connection aligns with Tourism 3.0, a strategy focused not just on growing visitor numbers, but on ensuring more Jamaicans benefit directly from tourism revenue. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency MOCA is calling for greater collaboration among financial institutions, regulators and law enforcement agencies. Director General Colonel Desmond Edwards says this is needed at both the local and regional levels to strengthen the resilience of financial systems and effectively combat fraud. He stresses that such partnerships must be active, practical, timely and transparent.
We cannot build resilient financial institutions through speeches alone. We build them through decisions, investment, systems, reporting, cooperation, and leadership. So my charge to you today is simple. Treat fraud intelligence as a shared national asset. Build institutions that can detect, respond, recover, and adapt. Strengthen the bridges between financial institutions, regulators, and law enforcement.
Colonel Edwards asserts that MOCA remains committed to partnering with stakeholders across the financial sector, government, law enforcement and regional organizations to strengthen the fight against financial crime.
At MOCA, our role is to investigate serious organized crime and corruption, including complex financial crimes. We work with local, regional, and international partners to identify criminal networks, support investigations, pursue offenders, and protect the integrity of Jamaica's institutions. But we cannot do so alone.
MOCA's Director General was speaking at the Jamaica Institute of Financial Services Anti-Fraud Seminar last week. 73 cocoa farmers are now certified through the Rural Agricultural Development Authority RADA's Farmer Field School after completing the Cocoa Frosty Pod Rot Disease Management Program. The 8-week training equipped farmers in Clarendon and St. Mary with practical skills in grafting, nutrition management, pesticide application and land husbandry to reduce the impact of the devastating crop disease and improve cocoa production. Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Floyd Green says the initiative, which also included training of extension officers, has already delivered strong results.
Through the initiative, we have seen an 82% reduction in disease prevalence. Clap the team for that. We have seen a 70% increase in cocoa pod production. Clap the team for that. And among the active cocoa farmers, we're actually seeing a better result, 91% reduction in disease prevalence.
He was speaking at the recent graduation and handover ceremony held at St. Jude's Anglican Church in Stony Hill, St. Andrew. Each graduate received a toolkit containing herbicide, fungicide, a machete, reaping hook, file, spreader sticker adhesive, and a 45-gallon water drum to help implement the practices learned. Minister Green also announced plans for a revolving loan program for cocoa farmers.
We're establishing a revolving loan program where we're going to provide the pole pruners, the chainsaws, the brush cutters, the mist blowers, the reaping hooks, and a loan arrangement, because we want that to serve multiple farmers.
And finally, 32 top-performing students from the 2026 Primary Exit Profile PEP examinations have been awarded government scholarships to support their secondary education. The awards include the Marcus Garvey, Jag Smith, George William Gordon, and Paul Bogle scholarships. The recipients include 14 boys and 14 girls who secured placements at some of the island's leading high schools, including Campion College, Wolmer's Boys, Immaculate Conception High, Glenmuir High, Manchester High, and the Carteret College. The Education Ministry says the scholarships recognize academic excellence and provide support to high-performing students as they transition to secondary education. The top-performing boy and girl in the 2026 PEP examinations have also received the Guardian Group Foundation Scholarship, which will support their education throughout 5 years of secondary school. Several other high-achieving PEP students also received scholarships from organizations such as the Jamaica Teachers Association, Massey Gas Products Limited, Petrojam, Seprod, Jamaica Energy Partners, LASCO, Muson, and Alva B. Johnson. And that's it for JS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
Need legal advice? The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs has you covered. Join the virtual legal consultation day, also known as the Legal Zoom Room, on Monday, July 20, 2026, from 9:30 a.m. to 12 noon. Receive free legal advice from the Legal Aid Council, all from the comfort of your home. Simply pre-register by scanning the QR code on your screen or join using the Zoom meeting ID 870-6667-0613. For more information, call 888-JUSTICE. Visit www.moj.gov.jm or follow at MOJOfficialJM. Get the legal advice you need. Register today and don't miss this free opportunity.
Thank you for staying with us. Growing up, playing with friends, watching TV or enjoying some free time only happened after my chores were done. But is this becoming a thing of the past? Are we giving children enough opportunities to learn important life lessons at home? Or are they turning more to technology and their peers for guidance? Our next feature explores how age-appropriate chores help build responsibility, confidence, and valuable life skills.
Subjects.
Raising responsible children doesn't start with big life lessons. It begins with the little things, like putting dirty school clothes in the hamper instead of on the floor, hanging up a backpack after school, or packing away toys when playtime is over. And before the TV comes on or the tablet comes out, there's one simple rule: chores first, then leisure. It may seem like a small routine, but these everyday habits help children learn responsibility from an early age. Follow along as we share practical tips on getting children involved in household chores, with support from guidance counselor at Angels Primary School and Neva Henry. She says one of the best ways to start is by giving children chores that match their age.
For age 3 years old, 4 years old, those children, you can start by allowing them to put away their toys, put away their shoes, and also water the flowers. Students or children age 5, 6 upward, you can start teaching them to spread their bed, and to put away their books, to tidy up their little bookshelves and so on. You can start with those little chores. And even for age 7 upward, they can start washing the dishes, because they use the dishes, so you teach them to be able to go ahead, wash the dishes, learn from now how to keep the kitchen tidy.
To make it easier, you can create a chore chart and assign age-appropriate tasks to each child as a daily reminder of their responsibilities.
And I watch TV. Children, you can't watch TV now. We have work to do. I just made a list for us, and so you're going to do the chores that are on the list, okay?
So when a child starts doing chores, realizing that they're a part of a family, they start to feel secure. And so it helps them to feel comfortable, and emotionally they will be strong. It also goes into the school. You realize the attitude towards schoolwork is better. You will also realize that they will learn to work as a part of a team, because a family is a team. So when they go into the classroom and they're even given group tasks, they know how to go around and how to communicate, because it builds communication skills. And also, as I mentioned before, teamwork.
The key is consistency. Chores should be a regular part of family life, not a punishment.
It is not good for a parent to say, okay, since you did this, go and wash the dishes. That is sending a wrong signal, right? Another thing that parent does is they start the children or their child with a chores that is too large. It's too big, it's too difficult. And so their first attempt, oh, I can't do this. What is going to happen there? The child is going to have a fear of doing the work, the chores, knowing that, oh, I can't do this. It will cause them to resist, to put up a resistance, because this chores, can you imagine giving a 3-year-old some big pots to wash?
Assign the task, give guidance if needed, and allow children to finish it themselves. If they know someone else will always step in, they're less likely to develop a sense of responsibility.
You don't want to tell your child or have your child believe that they are being paid or being compensated because they have chores to do. It is good for you to do, just for a little encouragement, but it is not the root factor. The important part is for the child to know that I am a part of the family, and it is important for me to help my family to ensure that the running of the house is smooth. It is important for me to pick up my socks. It's important for me after eating to wash the dishes. It is important for me after playing with my toys to pick them up. Yes, you get the incentive. That's just an icing on the cake, but the important thing is for them to learn the value.
Whether it's washing dishes, sweeping, or baking together, chores teach valuable life skills while bringing families closer. And remember, it's never too late to start. Even teenagers can learn responsibility by cleaning up after themselves and helping around the house. In the end, chores do more than keep the house tidy. They help raise confident, disciplined, and responsible young people.
Thinking about keeping ornamental fish as pets? Koi and goldfish are among the most popular choices in Jamaica. Before bringing them home, you'll need to create a healthy tank environment. Here's how to get started. Start by cleaning the tank with a damp cloth. Place it securely on a stand, then rinse the gravel and decorations with hot water before adding them to the tank. Next, fill the tank slowly with non-chlorinated water and switch on the filter and light. Allow the tank to cycle for a few days by adding a small pinch of fish food. This helps beneficial bacteria grow and creates a healthy environment for your fish. Once the tank is ready, carefully use a dip net to transfer the fish and allow them time to adjust to the water temperature. Remember, a healthy fish tank needs proper lighting, a filtration system, and depending on the species, a heater or chiller. Keep in mind, a little preparation goes a long way in keeping your ornamental fish healthy and thriving.
Greetings world, this is your singer Taurus Riley.
Today my rise like the sunrise, my bright and my upright, no one can block my vibes. I may not care who I fight, I know I criticize, I'm on the higher heights. So you can say what you want to and do what you want to, it's no concern to me. Because I have my one vision, me dip on my one mission to rule my destiny.
But father did have a label named Love and Promotion off of his song Love and Devotion. So that is really where I started to like record, you know, as a DJ them time, they were called DJ.
I'm a Superman, thanks to Lois Lane. It's the way my problems when I went insane. Took me from the depths when I lost my name.
I used to follow him to things like Heineken Star Time and be in the studio with Dennis Brown and Gregory Isaac and you name them, yeah, man, you know. But I never like it. I couldn't relate to it because my friend and beat pan desk and not DJ lyrics and thing. So that was more my kind of thing we could relate to and love it.
Fire diamonds, well freezing my hand. You are what style and flow, man, I float like butterflies, sting like bees in the man.
I'm a creative artist. And maybe one time I would say I was a particular kind of artist, but not anymore. And the reason why is because I can do more than one thing and I'm gaining more confidence in doing that.
Well, as I get a youth, I don't live uptown. Them never want me bust, them try holding me down. Papa was a rebel downtown Kingston, and my mother was a queen but never get the crown. Blessing in abundance, yeah, it shows. And the more them see me smiles, like the more them frown. Hypocrite talk and say it's not fair. The Fresh Prince of J.A. is here. Alright, who that? Sing it, sing it, sing it.
I shall sing as long as I live, and as long as I live, I shall sing. Words that may not be my own, but certainly capture the power of music and purpose. In our next feature, we celebrate the remarkable musical journey of reggae icon Marcia Griffiths.
Miss Marcia Lynette May Griffiths, Commander of Distinction for sterling contribution to reggae music locally and internationally.
Well, I never actually had any vision of being here today, having, you know, gone through that long journey in music. I just love to sing, and I discovered that I had a God-given talent from an early age, singing in the church choir, singing at school concerts, enjoying every moment.
She's nothing less than the Empress of Reggae. This reggae matriarch never fails to ignite the crowd, whether in studio or on stage. Her music connects with people of all ages.
I am Marcia Griffiths. We like jumping, la 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 la, la la. It was just a playful, happy song that everybody loved, and that song was my first hit song. I met Rita at Studio One, and it was like maybe years after that we met Sister Judy. I invited both of them to come and do some backup for me at a performance for a weekend. So on the third night, we just decided to do a jam session on stage. And the audience loved it, and the audience said, why don't you girls form a group? And we said, why not? And we formed the group, and I said, let's call ourselves I3. And Sister Rita said, I3, and I said, yes, it's like saying we three, but it's I3. At that particular time that we came together to form the group, Bob Marley and his original Wailers were having some differences, major. And he heard that we formed the group, and he invited us to do Natty Dread. In the studio, we went in, we did Natty Dread. That was straight #1. And then after His Majesty's passing, we went back in the studio with Bob to do Jah Live. And we ended up doing the entire Natty Dread album with Bob Marley. And boy, we became his three little birds, started touring extensively with Bob, and recorded all the other albums that Bob Marley has ever done, besides the Catch a Fire with the original Wailers. I think I'm truly blessed to have shared those beautiful musical moments with Bob Marley.
Her story didn't start there. She first started out as a solo artist and a performance at the Carib Theatre one Easter Monday propelled her to greatness, meeting destiny helpers that further pushed her into her calling.
I met Bob Andy in 1964, and I think that was a blessing, meeting Bob Andy. He was a real, true, prolific songwriter, one of the greatest that we have ever seen. So we became friendly, and that was like an angel in disguise when I met Bob, because he was my guide and my everything. Then, as a young girl, Bob Andy and myself went in the studio and we recorded a song called Really Together. And he started writing songs for me. So the decade of the 60s, all the songs that I recorded at Studio One was written by Bob Andy. We eventually went on to do a song on the Harry J label, Young, Gifted and Black, which went #2 on the British charts. And we toured UK and Europe extensively. So my journey with Bob Andy was very special. My very first hit song was in 1967, Feel Like Jumping, again written by Bob Andy.
I feel like jumping, Lord, I feel like shouting now. I shall sing as long as I live, and as long as I live.
When I'm going to say I shall sing as long as I live, I truly mean what I'm saying. To be recognized, especially by, your own people in your own country, I think it's one of the greatest feelings for me to know that, your work was never in vain. And I am just hoping that this could or might be a lesson to this generation and generations to come, to teach them that once you focus on whatever you want to do and you're consistent and all the positive things that you need to accomplish whatever you love in this life and want to do, it is possible.
Jamaica's independence celebrations are officially underway. This year, the country celebrates its 64th anniversary of independence under the theme, United in Celebrating Resilience. One of the highlights is the 60th staging of the Jamaica Festival Song Competition. The annual contest, which has helped shape Jamaica's musical identity for 6 decades, is now in full swing, with talented finalists competing for the top prize. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange, says the competition continues to bring Jamaicans together through music while showcasing the country's creativity and talent. So stay tuned, support the finalists, and vote for your favorite festival song ahead of the results show on July 25. Before you go, we hope today's program has informed, inspired, and brightened your day. As the summer season continues, be sure to join us again tomorrow for another refreshing edition of Jamaica Magazine right here on this station. If you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the repeat and explore more stories at jis.gov.jm. I'm Audrey Williams. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your summer. Stay safe, and as always, walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.